So Shameless Plug Arts Festival, it really is one of our biggest events, and it takes a lot of time and planning.
I bet.
I mean, seriously, shout out to Tiffany and like literally all of you ladies. You guys are the best, killing it every day. Nope, it seriously does. Like, we have to think about the deadlines and like the vendors, art vendors, the filmmakers, the live performers. We have to think about like the venue, like reaching out to the Ferguson's people and getting insurance for that. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and so much thought and designing and coming up with a theme. This year we're doing a Y2K, early 2000s theme.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Goals podcast. Today I'm with the one and only Veronica Castillo de la Vega.
Yes.
A cool ass name. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, do you know where de la Vega, the famous de la Vega character is from film?
Yes, the Zorro.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
I don't know why I said it like that.
That's how you should say it.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
I didn't know about that until like one of my coworkers was like, "I love your last name. It's so cool." And then he went like
Diego
this,
de la Vega.
and I was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "I was like, oh yeah, I guess."
Yeah, it's a cool last name. So yeah, you're a filmmaker. Do you do mostly behind the scenes, or you do acting as well?
I mean, I did do a little bit of acting when I started. I kind of want to dip in that again, but I'm mostly focused in producing and directing.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So before we get into the whole eccentric stuff and the shameless plug, let's talk about you a little bit.
Okay.
What made you want to get into filmmaking?
So, I kind of knew when I was younger that I enjoyed watching movies, and English was my second language. So when I came to the U.S., my mom and dad would take me to go watch movies at the Tropicana, like those, what's it called? The discount like cinemas.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the ways that I learned English, through watching movies. I remember watching, like, what's that called? The movie with Vin Diesel, like the Triple X. I mean, that sounds like
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
The action movie.
Yes, and there was like a lot of blockbusters, like those movies just were part of like growing up, and I knew like, man, that sounds so cool. Like, I want to be part of that. And through there, you know, I really like dancing and like singing. So my mom made sure to put me in a lot of like, you know, activities like that. And then in high school, one of my teachers was like, man, you're a great writer. You should consider going into like writing scripts. And I didn't know that was an option, because like in movies, like when you're younger, you only have an idea of like, okay, someone is acting in it, and someone's probably like the director, but you don't know like
all that goes into it.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And I started doing some more research, and then when I decided to go to UNLV, and my first year, I think my first semester, I was like undecided, but I did a film class just to see if I liked it or not, and I was like, yeah, this is dope. And there's more opportunities. Like, you could do cinematography, you can edit, you can, you know, so it was cool.
That's awesome. So you're my fellow Guatemalan.
Hey.
So how old were you when you moved to Mexico? You're half Mexican, half Guatemalan?
Yes, I'm half Mexican, half Guatemalan. So I was born in Mexico, but I came to the States at 3 years old.
Oh,
and
you're a baby.
Yeah, I was a baby. I didn't even know what was going on. And like growing up, I didn't know that I was like undocumented.
Oh, okay.
Like, cause I came.
You came undocumented.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't know that until like I was in like high school, and my mom's like, "Okay, we're gonna have to start the paperwork." I'm like, "What paperwork?"
Like,
I was so clueless.
Yeah.
But I was always had this fear about La Migra. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just this thing. I was like, oh my gosh. And yeah, that got settled, and I got my citizenship in high school.
Awesome.
And I had the opportunity to go visit my family in Mexico, like I think maybe in high school, but I didn't know anything about Guatemala until maybe a couple years ago. I mean, my grandma would come visit, and I had family in California. I had an uncle who lives here, but you know, I didn't know that side, that culture side. So it was great to like go visit and see my grandma, see my other family members, eat the food.
Yeah.
Pollo campero. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yes, people don't know.
People don't know. And they have pollo campero locations here, but
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's
Yeah.
not the same. It doesn't hit.
So what do you prefer, the Mexican tamales or Guatemalan tamales?
Guatemalan.
Okay.
100%.
That's
They're
what's up.
so much juicier. Oh, and the banana leaf, it makes, honestly.
It's
yeah.
way better, yeah. It's not as dry as like, yeah, anyways.
I've never been sorry, I don't want to get canceled, but Mexican tamales are, tamales, I don't know, they're just a little too dry for me.
Yeah.
And the Guatemalan ones.
I
so
still
Central
like them,
America-
but yeah, it don't beat the Guatemalan ones.
No.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your film school experience. How was that?
So I went to UNLV. So I think of myself as a very like shy person. And one of the ways that I kind of got out of that, I still kind of am, but one of the ways that I get myself out of that is by doing like producing work. And I did a little bit of like AD work as an assistant director. And that helped me like just go out there and, you know, you are kind of like the person who's like speaking to a lot of people and you're kind of like managing the crew, you know. So that was a really big thing for me. And that like also told, like, you know, gave me the inspiration of, okay, I can do more than that. I can actually manage and schedule and work with other people. So I went into producing too, and then also directing. But I want to also focus my attention on directing too. I did a short film called An Arrangement of Skin, and that was like my capstone project. And I had a great time.
Is that your thesis?
Yeah.
Okay, capstone? Is that what they call it?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Thesis capstone.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure.
And I worked with my best friend, Megan Olenek. Me and her worked together on this like short for a semester, and it was a really cool experience. We got to work with, you know, the actors, Ashley Rapano, Kelly, yeah, and Angie's mom, Maria.
And what is the film about?
It's about, okay, so also I want to mention that the writer, Carrie-Ann Cahall, she's extremely talented, and she has a wonderful brain. That's the best way to say it, because like her stories are crazy good. Like they're just so unique, and I've never encountered a writer like her. And so we were lucky enough to look through her short stories and make a short out of it. And the story is about two estranged sisters who come together after their mom's death, and they are going to receive her. And in the sense where in this story, this world, they're going to receive their taxidermied mom.
Okay.
And that's a wish that the mom wanted.
So they're keeping the mom in their house?
Yes. And this house is like...
It's mad creepy.
It is. It is. It was so... I mean, we were trying to figure out how the heck do we like do this? And we had to get like Angie's mom, Maria, to like be super still when we're like filming this. But it was a great experience to like work with the actors and schedule it and just dive in and like develop and flesh it out.
Okay. Is that out anywhere? People can watch it somewhere?
Yeah, it's on Vimeo actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you
give me the link and I'll put it on there. I saw it. It's on your website too, so I went through it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I went through it, so
yeah,
that's pretty cool. And what was the other film that was on there about a maid?
Oh, okay. So that is called Critical Incident. Again, written by Carrie-Ann Cahall and directed by NG. I produced it.
Okay.
NG Contreras and
It's my sis. That's my last name.
What? Maybe.
Who that?
And it was also shot by Megan Olenek. It's an all-woman-led production.
Okay.
And it was dope. We applied for the Johnny Brenden grant at UNLV. And at the time, it's so funny. Jem, who's part of Eccentric Artists, she also won the grant too that same year. So it was divided up. So she got $5,000 and I got $20,000. And I think they did it that way. The faculty decided to do it that way because when we were both pitching, like it was full of stress because, you know, you got to pitch. And that was my first time doing that in front of like
Who are you
bunch
pitching
of... To the UNLV faculty.
Okay. And they give you the grant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And based on that, like they'll determine like who gets it, right? So there was like, I was so nervous. And I remember like after we had pitched, she was coming in with her team and we just hugged. We're like, good luck, you got this. Like, and I think the faculty saw that and they were like, oh, these are
awesome.
great people. They're great friends. So we'll, you know, divide it and
That's cool.
Yeah, so she got to make her own film called Crave. It's a documentary. So Critical Incidents is about a housekeeper who's been working in a hotel for a good 20 years. She's a single mom who loves her kids, but is struggling with mental and physical illnesses. And there's some true events that happen, and it's a really touching story. And I really can't wait to bring it out there. Like I said, it was very personal to our writer, and also personal not only to me but to our director and everyone involved.
And what part of the process is it now?
Post-production.
Okay. So you shot everything.
Yeah, so we have like some cuts. Like we have 2 cuts, and we're trying to figure out like which one do we like. But I think after that, we got to do the coloring. We got to do and all of that is new to me because I've never produced a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like learning like everything on my own. Like calling people like for the insurance, all of that. I was like, oh my god, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big it's a big project. And when did you shoot
that? We shot it in November 2021.
Okay,
yeah.
It takes time.
It does. And you know what I realized is I was lucky enough to get time off like my regular job to like do this, but it was a consistent like shooting. I want to say like it was intense. Mm-hmm. It was an intense shoot.
How long did you shoot for?
Like during the month of November, I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 days a week, but we would never go over
all month.
Pretty much, yeah. We would never go over like. I think we would always stay to like 8 hours. We never wanted to do like 10 or 12 hours. Fuck that. Yeah, no. Yeah. We always wanted to be, conscious about the time and our crew,
So yeah, what was the benefit of? Did you graduated film school, right?
Yes.
What was the benefit of it, and like what did you get out of doing that for 4 years?
I think it's the people you meet, and I think you'll get that from a lot of other people. Because you really won't get that anywhere else. You get to know who you like working with and who you don't like working with. But people change, and it makes you realize like what also you can work on yourself, like where you started at the very beginning and also where you're at. But definitely like the friendships and the projects that you make and everything that kind of like solidifies like your journey and where you want to go with those people that you met.
That's awesome. So it was the film. So the film's not done, but it was part of your like school.
Yeah, in a sense.
Years. So how does that work? Because like, do they base off your graduation or your your degree off of that, or how do they go?
Oh, for the Johnny Brenden grant.
Because the film's still not done, so how would they know, like...
Right, so they definitely keep it in touch, and they're wondering, like, hey, how's it going? Because they do give it out to UNLV alumni or current students. I think it's, the last year, like, seniors or juniors that can apply for it. Okay. But they usually will try to keep in touch and be like, what's the update? What's going on? So, yeah, I'm really excited about it, but at the same time, it's a lot. There's so much that goes into it. And I just want to, like, make sure that we take our time with it, too, because I don't want to rush it. I know this deserves a lot of time, and it's precious to me and everyone else that worked on it,
So where did you shoot it? Because you said it's a hotel in Vegas.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Those locations were insane.
Yeah?
I was freaking out because I'm like, where do we shoot in a casino, in a hotel?
Yeah.
And one of the places that I was thinking is like, culinary, I can't remember, but there's a school that teaches you how to be a housekeeper. Oh. And I was thinking like, okay, I'll go there. But, they didn't get back to me, and there was this dilemma where we needed to shoot like soon. I was like, okay, no. So Center Studios... Shout out Gino.
Okay.
They were able to like help us because they had like a location, a room, and like a bedroom, and we just like rearranged it and like set it up differently. So that's where we shot like the hotel like room scenes. Yeah. And then as far as like the casino floor, we went to the UNLV gaming department. They had like a floor where we could use it. Okay. Oh man, I mean, awesome. It was so cool to like do and everything, but It was very
And you have
stressful.
more like, leeway to like move stuff around, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not kind of stuck to a location with four walls.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You're putting in festivals, right? And all that?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool. So let's talk a little bit about how Eccentric Artists came together.
Of course. Okay, so Eccentric Artist formed in the pandemic era, 2020. It was a time where it's funny that we all have a joke about being lonely, and that's really where it came from because we were like all of us were in a place where like, man, what do we do? How do we use our creative like talents, and how do we talk to each other during this time? And I was brought into it by Jemson and Tiffany, and they were like, you should come join our team. We have this cool thing going on that we want to form. What do you think? And I was like, well, right away I kind of said yes, because I'm like, I like working with Tiffany and Jem, and then I knew that Nadine was going to be in it. So I was like, all right, dope. So it consisted of 5 members. Originally, it was Tiffany, Ignacio, Jemson, Yumiko Boyosas, Nadine Gabriel, Natividad, and Samantha Rodriguez. So, and me, and, our first year we did a lot of like online events. We had like a simulcast theater where you can send us your script and we can help you do like a table read. We did featured artists where we would pick about 4 to 5 artists, like not every month, but like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, maybe. Yeah. And then we would like highlight them, and we would choose something that would kind of brings like something in common so that they can talk about and they can learn about themselves. There's a lot of things we did online. So
No, I remember I tuned into a few of those things.
Oh my god.
I remember there was a running joke about Shrek.
Oh my god.
Was that you guys? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all Tiffany. She loves Shrek.
And which one did she pick? The first one or the second one? Because that was the whole joke, right?
Yep, she chose the second one.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That's the best one.
Yes. I mean the musical.
That's
why
the better
not?
one,
You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many. I love it too.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I remember seeing that, and then you guys put together the Shameless Plug Festival.
Yes. So
How was it?
because like we were online, and and we realized like where we were doing more, everything was going back to like normal. We figured, man, we need to connect. We need to find a way to like reach out to other artists, and we did it with Shameless Plug Arts Festival. And it was a really cool thing. Like, we didn't know where it was going to go. And I guess I want to say that before Shameless Plug Arts Festival came about, we were brainstorming, like, our wildest dreams. Like, a lot, like, we brainstormed, like, what do we want to do with Eccentric Artists? Like, it could be the dumbest thing. It could be the craziest thing. And one of those things came from, Shameless Plug. Another thing was, like, an amusement park. It was like we were forming a band, and so like anything could come out of like wildest dreams, but Shameless Plug did. And I'm really happy that it did, because it like unites other artists. We're all pretty much filmmakers, but we wanted to definitely reach out to musicians and art vendors and anyone who is in the arts, because I feel like that's a great way for us to learn about each other, communicate, learn, collaborate, and that's basically like our motto.
No, that's awesome. Like, you guys bring a lot of different like facets of the community together, which is dope.
Yeah.
And I think I submitted my trailer or something for the first one, so I was out there.
Yeah.
And I know you guys were super busy, but I think I said hi to all of you. And then I think I met Tiffany and Jem at a mixer way before.
Oh.
So back in it, like, I don't remember when it was, but it was like, because I was already connected with them on Instagram before the Shameless Festival. But I think it might have been like pre-48 or something like that. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, because there used to be before COVID, there used to be mixers that people like, I think the Nevada Film Group would have, or like Kelly at the Indie Film Factory.
Yeah.
So I think I met him on one of those.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I want to ask you, how do you feel about mixers?
I mean, I think it's good for networking. Depends. Why?
Because you know what, for me, I feel awkward sometimes at mixers, and another like kind of the reason why Shameless Plug came about too is because we wanted to make it an event where people can like network with each other while also having fun, have there being music, and it being more of like a chill kind of vibe, you know. So yeah, I think that's like one of the reasons I feel like that.
I think mixers are good if you are going to actually talk to other people. Because what I see a lot is like, people come and then like they kind of stick to their groups. Yeah. So you got to go out there and kind of like, interrupt them and say hi and like kind of like, sometimes it feels like you're pitching yourself, but it's also good to just like have a conversation with someone, like, because you don't even know who you're gonna meet, and might be able to collaborate.
I mean, we went to Tuesday Blend last week, and it was a dope experience. We got to network with a lot of cool people, and be able to like watch the cool performers, the artists. Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, and then you guys are doing, this is your third Shameless Plug?
Yeah, third.
So talk a little bit about like what it goes into putting that together, and more about the event itself.
So Shameless Plug Arts Festival, it really is one of our biggest events, and it takes a lot of time and planning.
I bet.
I mean, seriously, shout out to Tiffany and like literally all of you ladies. You guys are the best, killing it every day. Nope, it seriously does. Like, we have to think about the deadlines and like the vendors, art vendors, the filmmakers, the live performers. We have to think about like the venue, like reaching out to the Ferguson's people and getting insurance for that. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and so much thought and designing and coming up with a theme. This year we're doing a Y2K early 2000s theme.
Dope. That's dope.
So if you want to come down October 21st,
wear your
Saturday,
baggy pants, your graffiti.
You know.
I'm from the 2000s, girl. What you think? Yeah, that's awesome. So talk a little bit more about the theme. Like, are people submitting Y2K films?
Yeah. So the theme came about because we wanted to do something where you could heal your inner child, and nostalgia can mean anything to like anyone, right? But we realized like for a lot of us, like we grew up in the Y2K early 2000s, so we figured like that's a great way to start and get excited about this. So yeah, and the film this year, we're doing things differently by reintroducing our film showcase challenge. We used to do just kind of like a screening, but this year we're doing kind of like a challenge to like tell us or have filmmakers tell us about like what nostalgia means to them. So, I mean, if a filmmaker thinks about nostalgia being in the 90s, early 2000s, whatever, great. Yeah. Or if it means like being in the 50s or whatever, like whatever you think nostalgia is, bring it.
So you guys already have like your lineup for the films? For
the most, yeah. We pretty much try to get everything in as early as we can, just because we want to ensure, at least for the live performers and the vendors, we get that like ASAP, just because we want to lock them, and we have to, like, we like to incorporate them in our poster. Okay. We love designing our poster. Shout out to Sydney Mendoza for doing our pretty much our graphic designer. He's amazing. Okay. But for this year, for the film screening, it is different actually. Now that I think about it, we're getting submissions. Yeah. So we actually have like an RSVP if you're thinking about submitting a film. That has like the theme nostalgia, that comes like, that's the first pick, like that will definitely get in. Okay. But if there are other like films that don't necessarily like fit the theme, we'll bring it in, but we want to prioritize the ones that have the theme.
How long is the festival going to be? When does it start? And
so the doors open at 4:30. Performers will start around like 5:15, 5:30, and it doesn't end till, I want to say, 11 o'clock. Oh, okay. So we have
early.
Yeah, so we have okay.
Where's the after party?
You're a party animal. So we start off with the live performers, and we let them like do their things, sing their hearts out. And we have 5 performers. We got Baby Moon. We got Panda. We got Serenity Garcia, who's also our host of the night. We got Reina, and then we got The Red Seduction.
Okay, that's some cool names right
there. Yeah. So we start off with the live performers, and then towards the end of the night, we end it with the film showcase.
Okay,
and
that's
then
awesome.
We do a raffle too. So one of the things that goes into planning is we do a lot of self-funding for this event itself. We're trying to get sponsors, but as of now, like a lot of it falls on like the work that we've done in previous years for Eccentric. But we do kindly ask our guests or anyone who likes to come and support us to donate if they can and if they want to, and that gives them an opportunity to enter our raffle. We've got some really cool raffle prizes this year.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil. I mean, it's already on the website, so
check out the website and donate, and you might win something cool.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's talk about, you guys are sponsoring the 49 hour. What goes into that, and how did that collaboration come together?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure Jose reached out to Tiffany about collaborating, and I mean, right off the bat, we've known Jose since our time in college. So we really like Jose. We think he's awesome. And yeah, Tiffany was like, hey, Jose wants to like collaborate with us, wants to do something. What do you guys think? I'm like, yeah, let's meet up. So they had a meeting, and they basically asked if we were interested in like, sponsoring the 49 and helping them out. And right away we were like, yeah, of course, that seems like a great opportunity, not only for us, but for them too, like for us to like help each other, network. And from that, we've been able to like really do amazing things and go to cool events. And Jose, the whole team, Nicole, Gabe, all of them are so cool. Marquise.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then you guys are doing your own block and stuff?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited to talk about this because we got the opportunity to have our own block. And I believe we're doing like almost a bit of experimental like films coming in, or at least like elements of like surrealism and experimental.
Okay. You guys are going to be the trippy films.
Eccentric. we're that's who
I like
we
that.
are.
I like that. Yeah.
So we're really excited. I know the 49-hour team, they're working so hard too, and like making sure that it's a lot for them.
These festivals are no joke, man. I like give props to all of you, because it's hard. It's a lot.
I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of the work that they're doing. I mean, have you seen the belt?
Yeah,
it's dope.
Yeah.
I
saw it.
Yeah.
So how did the name Eccentric come about? Eccentric Artists. We didn't talk about that.
No. Okay, so Eccentric Artist, man, I'm pretty sure Jemson. It's funny, I called Jemson, interswitch for that. I don't know why. But she came up with that name. And I think it's because we wanted to be different. And something that makes us unique from, I guess, the other, I don't even know, other companies or other production houses, whatever, is that we want to be inclusive. We want to make sure that artists, filmmakers get the opportunity to learn and work with us, and we want to give opportunities as well. And we want them to know that it's okay and it's safe to learn, to do whatever you want to do and be different. And that's really, I think, where it came from. I wish Jem was here. I wish all of them were here so they can explain it.
Yeah. Once we get to a bigger spot, I'm going to have all of you on. But that's awesome. So thank you for coming on. Anything other than like the Shameless Plug, October 21st, right?
Yes. Shameless Plug Arts Festival, October 21st at Ferguson's downtown. It's a free event. You don't have to pay. We kindly accept donations, and that enters you into our raffle. Doors open at 4:30, and it goes till 11 o'clock. Come hang out with us. Come meet some really cool people. There'll be music. There'll be art vendors. There'll be just awesome people.
Alcohol?
Oh, and we got alcohol, and we got a specialty drink with glitter.
Oh, okay.
Our theme is Y2K 2000s, and it's close to Halloween, so dress up. Be whatever you want to be. And if you're interested in just collaborating or working with us, shoot us a DM or an email. The information will be
on the description. I'll put all that down there. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Angel,
I'll
thanks
see
so
you guys
much.
next time.
Bye.
Peace.